Hello and welcome to Rathod Science Academy. Today in this session we are going to see very important articles that appear in our today's in the newspaper. First of all, I'll let you know important topics of the day, and later on we are going to analyze each and every topic from prelims and as well as mains point of view, and I'll let you know how questions can be asked from that topic, and at last I'll be giving you prelims practice questions case. Online students, please don't skip this video anywhere. Please do watch until last, so that you will be getting lots of insights regarding how to prepare current affairs. Okay, let us see the topics of the day. The first topic is lift abortion time limit for minor rape survivors, says Supreme Court. So here from this article you have to know about in how many weeks the pregnancy abortion can be permitted. Here you have to see one important act called as Pregnancy Termination Act, Medical Termination Act. So this article is very important from your polity point of view, and you may expect a question on this Termination of Pregnancy Act case. And next topic it is about states with revenue deficit may face fiscal stress, says Center. The key word of this article is revenue deficit. On this UPSC asked many a times question in your prelims. So again, once again you may get a question on revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, effective revenue deficit, budgetary deficit, that you have to see guys from economy point of view from GS paper 3. And next topic is Kerala starts program to restore sacred groves. Sacred groves is very important topic in environment and ecology, and now Kerala government is going to start a program for restoration of the sacred groves. Here you have to know certain basic facts regarding the sacred groves. It is important from GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. And next topic is India's first green methanol plant to turn Kutch most invasive weed into marine fuel. This article is talking about green methanol plant, and it is India's first ever plant, and we are going to use one invasive weed to produce this methanol, and whatever the methanol will get, we are going to use it as a marine fuel. And this topic is at most important of the day, and it is important from your GS paper 3 under environment and ecology. Here you have to know about this concept of what is this green methanol, and second one is you have to know about what is that invasive weed. And next topic is embers in the air. Seasonal fires need long-term management, not just preparedness. This article is talking about forest fires, and this article is important from your disaster management from GS paper 3. So these are the important topics that we are going to discuss now. Okay, say this title guys, read out the title. Read out the title. Lift abortion time limit for minor rape survivors, says Supreme Court. What does it mean? Yes, tell me guys, what does it mean? It is talking about removal of time limit for abortion. For whom? Minor rape survivors. Who is saying that? Supreme Court. To understand this article, you have to see recent Supreme Court judgment. After that judgment, here you have to see about Additional Solicitor General, what he said. And in the reply to that question, Supreme Court gave this statement. It is not like which happened in one day. So actually, if you see the background of this case, the background is one 15-year-old rape survivor, and after that rape she became pregnant, and Supreme Court gave a judgment to terminate pregnancy at 30 weeks. Okay, I'll tell you clearly, focus on the board guys. Okay, one 15-year-old girl raped and she became pregnant, and this case went to Supreme Court, and now Supreme Court gave permission to abort or to go for abortion at 30 weeks. But earlier, whatever the Supreme Court and whatever the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act which is there in our country, which gave permission for only till 24 weeks they can go for abortion. But now Supreme Court in this case gave permission for abortion for that rape survival even at this 30 weeks. So now, whatever the medical termination of pregnancy act which is there in our country, it gives only for 24 weeks. Now we have additional Solicitor General asked a question to the Supreme Court. Why? Already we have this act which allows termination only till 24 weeks. But now Supreme Court in this judgment gave permission for this 30 weeks. Why? Okay, and for answer to this question given by the Solicitor General, now Supreme Court said that we have to make amendments to this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and we have to remove this time limit completely for only rape survivals. Because of this, it is in your understanding. So actually whatever the law which is present in our country, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act, which will allow abortion till 24 weeks. And now here girl is a minor girl and she is a rape survivor and if she is becoming mother means like at a very young age she will be becoming mother. What happens? Obviously there will be impact on mother and as well as the baby born in the future. So obviously what happens? This is unwanted pregnancy and she has her own right, that is Article 21 talks about right to life and personal liberty. So here if this unwanted pregnancy and because of this rape, if the minor girls are becoming pregnant, it will be affecting Article 21 of that minor girls. So because of this now Supreme Court asked central government to make necessary amendments to this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and we have to remove this time limit for abortion in the case of rape survivals only. That is the title meaning. Are you understanding this? So now what you have to see? You have to see in detail about what is this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act and what are the rules and regulations under that act, guys. So this will be important from your prelims point of view. You may get a question on this act. Okay, and this topic is important from your governance and as well as you have to see from even polity point of view. And if you see your previous year's questions in 2023 or 2022, there was a question on Solicitor General of India and Attorney General of India. So here there is a word, you can say Additional Solicitor General. So here you have to see some facts regarding this Additional Solicitor General. Who will be appointing, what is their role and responsibility, what the functions they will do, what is their tenure, everything. Because already there was a question in your paper related to this Solicitor General. So you may get a question on this Additional Solicitor General. Please make a note and try to find out the facts related to this Additional Solicitor General. Okay, now let us see the context. Supreme Court now asked central government to amend abortion law, that is Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act in our country. For what? To remove time limit on medical termination. That is nothing but to remove the time limit for abortion of unwanted pregnancies in cases of minor rape victims. Only they are saying about in case of minor rape victims, only if they are becoming pregnant. For sure, we should not see how many weeks of pregnancy it is. If they want to go for aborted, yes, government has to give permission for abortion. That is this context. And if you see the background, why it is in news, Supreme Court of India delivered a landmark judgment. In this judgment, it is permitting a girl of 15 years old to terminate her 30 weeks of pregnancy. And in that case, Supreme Court is prioritizing reproductive autonomy over fetal viability. They are not thinking about fetus, they are thinking about the girl's rights. And girl have a choice regarding the reproduction, that is called as reproductive autonomy. They are giving priority for this reproductive autonomy over the fetal viability and they gave this judgment. Okay, because of this it is in news. If you see the data related to this act and data related to this pregnancies in our country, Under this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act of 2021, the major update is earlier there is only permission to abort only till 20 weeks, that is around 5 months. But in 2021 they made amendment to this act and they increased this 20 weeks to 24 weeks for special categories of women. Okay, that means according to this act till 24 weeks we can permit for abortion in our country. And next one is, if you see about this maternal mortality, unsafe abortions remain a leading cause of maternal deaths in India. So because of this reason only we came up with this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. Because if you are going for unsafe abortions, what happens? Mother will be getting bleeded. Because of this blood loss, many a times that pregnant woman will be dying. That is a major cause for maternal mortality in our country. So to control that kind of unsafe abortions, our government came up with this MTP Act. And next one here is now, why it is in news? Because of this 2026 judgment is one of the highest gestation age they gave permission till 30 weeks. Because of this it is in news. And one more important thing that you have to remember here is, in 2022 Supreme Court gave a judgment that even unmarried women, they are equally eligible for abortions up to 24 weeks, ending a long standing legal discrimination. So actually, if woman who is married and if there is any woman who is unmarried, if they want to go for abortion, who will be giving more priority for married women? Married women will be easily going for abortion, but for unmarried woman, if she become a pregnant, it will be very difficult in our country to go for abortion legally. That is called as legal discrimination in our country. But in 2022 Supreme Court gave judgment and it said that unmarried women are also equally eligible for abortion. There should not be any legal discrimination based on married or unmarried. So these are some important things that you have to remember. And now let us see features of this abortion law in our country. Earlier, only abortion used to allowed up to 20 weeks only, and that too, if they want to go for abortion, we need to take the opinion of one registered medical practitioner. That means one doctor permission should be there to go for abortion. And earlier it was like only 20 weeks, but in 2021 we made amendment to this act and we increased this age of 24 weeks, 20 weeks to 24 weeks. And if they want to go for abortion beyond 20 weeks, for sure they have to take opinion of two medical practitioners now. Okay, and next one here is, to whom this 20 weeks to 24 weeks of permission is given is for rape survivors, for minors and disabled women. And if the fetal is having any abnormality, that means if there is abnormality means there is no proper formation of brain, or there is no proper formation of nose, or any lack of kidney or lack of anus. So like that, lots of disabilities that we can see. So if there is any abnormality here, then there is no ceiling limit. Whatever the time, if they want to abort, they can abort. So I also went for abortion at the 6 months for my first baby because of some abnormality. So like that, if there is any abnormality, there is no limit on age of the pregnancy. Okay, that is the thing is. And next one is, there is also one more ground that is given in this act, that is ground on of medical health. So law says that pregnancy causes grave injury or mental health, then they can go for termination if mother is mentally not sound. If because of that pregnancy, if mother is getting any mental illness, then they can go for abortion. And the next one here is, confidentiality is also there under this act. This act mandates the identity and details of the woman must remain strictly confidential. If they are releasing or if they are disclosing any data regarding a woman who is going for abortion by that so and so hospital or that so and so doctor, then that doctor and the hospital will be punishable. Okay, and consent for adults, for women who are above 18 plus years, then there is no need of any consent. Spouse or parental consent is not necessary legally for adult women. So these are the some provisions which are there under this Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act. Okay, how can you get a question? Consider the following statements related to Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 2021. Okay, in the bracket they'll give you amendment, and under that they will ask you to identify the statements which of the given above are correct or incorrect. In that they may give you about permission by one medical practitioner or two medical practitioner. The age of pregnancy will be allowed like 20 weeks or 24 weeks. Okay, and about they may also give you a statement related to consent. If they are 18 plus years, there is no rule of consent. So like that, they will be framing you a question related to the provisions of this act. You should be very careful. Okay, see this next article, guys. You have the title: States with revenue deficits may face physical stress, says Center. The keyword is revenue deficit. What is the meaning of deficit? I think many a times we discussed in our class that trade deficit, trade surplus. What is meaning of deficit? We are having shortfall, right? So what is this revenue deficit? Full word here is revenue deficit. What does it mean? Revenue deficit. Whatever the revenue we are getting, whatever the income we are getting is less. Whatever the spending we are doing, expenditure is more. Income is less, expenditure is more, is called as revenue deficit. That is very simple. Why there is revenue deficit? If why there will be income is less and why there will be more expenditure? What is the reason? Is unwanted schemes. Next. Okay, read the statement of title once again. States with revenue deficits may face physical stress, says Center. What does it mean? States with revenue deficit, that means states who are having more expenditure, they are going to face money stress. Physical is nothing but related to money. Money stress. Who is saying this? Center government is saying this. So how can you get a question? In 2025, you got 2 questions in your economy, that too based on problems. They gave interest payment, they gave income, expenditure like that, and they ask you to find out primary deficit, I guess. So here in your economy, there are 2 chapters that you have to focus this year related to formulas. First one is national income, you know, no? Like GDP, GNP, NNP, depreciation, per capita income. So you may get problem based question from this national income this year, for sure. And second chapter that you have to see is budget. In this budget chapter, you will be seeing about this primary deficit, revenue deficit, fiscal deficit, effective revenue deficit. Okay. So these 2 areas that you have to see this year thoroughly. There will be very simple formulas. Once you go through that, you can remember it. You will not face much burden. So just see those formulas from these 2 chapters. For sure, you can expect 2 questions in your prelims 2026 related to the simple problems case. Okay, so don't think that why I should remember this. It is not that much easy. There are 2 questions you can do if you do this just 4 to 5 formulas case. Okay, now let us see this infographic. This article is saying that 9 of 18 large states analyzed by Ministry of Finance, and they says that they are in revenue deficit. Here this chart is showing which states in our country are facing this revenue deficit. Chhattisgarh is there, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Haryana, Rajasthan, AP, Kerala, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh. So these are the states, they are facing this revenue deficit. Okay, so this is a report released by Ministry of Finance itself. And now central government is warning the states which are having this revenue deficit. Okay, now let us see this article clearly. Union Finance Ministry has warned the states with revenue deficit and they are also having high debt burdens will find harder to deal with physical shocks because now we are in this West Asian crisis. Because of this crude oil price, you know what is happening. There is no proper availability of petrol, diesel and gas, LPG cylinders. And next one here is there is depreciation of Indian rupees happening at a very fast rate and even investments are going out of our country. Yes, and not only that, here government is focusing on providing lots of schemes and even in government we have people who are working in this government sector, they have to give salaries and they have to give pensions. Yes, and they have to implement new or like already running schemes. So because of this, what happened in future? They are going to get more physical stress. That is a warning given by central government to these states which are having this revenue deficit. Okay, what is this revenue deficit? It is when expenditure such as salaries, pensions, subsidies and interest payments exceeds whatever the revenue earned by the states in the form of taxes and fees. Yes or no? From where the major source of income for the government? It is from the imposing of taxes. It may be direct tax or indirect tax, keep it at the aside. And this one is fees. If you want to get any government service to be done, you have to pay the fees. For example, if you want to construct a house also, we have to take permission. For that, we have to pay fees. And if you want to get electricity connection, you have to pay fees. If you want to get water connection, you have to pay fees. And if you want to get this municipal water, you know, for every 2 days, once in 2 days or 3 days, we'll get water. For that also, you have to pay that some kind of money to the government. So here, this revenue deficit is nothing but whatever the income the government is getting in the form of taxes and as well as fees is less compared to the profit expenditure, where it is spending for government workers' salaries and even pensions. Government will be borrowing money within country, especially states will borrow from our within country only, right? So they have to pay interest on that and even for subsidies. So if this expenditure is more compared to that of its revenue, then that condition is called as revenue deficit. Are you understanding? Okay, so here there is a possibility of getting a question. Consider the following. They'll give you salaries, pensions, subsidies, interest payments, and they will add one more thing and they will ask you which of the above leads to revenue deficit. Only these four guys: interest payments, subsidies, pensions and salaries. So this kind of questions are more possible questions in your economy point of view. If you see PVQs, you will get such kind of questions only, which they'll give 4 to 5 and which of them includes that. Okay, like that. Which of the following includes in fiscal policy? Which of the following includes in monetary policy? Which of the things comes under alternative investment funds? So like that, they will give you this kind of words only. So if you have conceptual clarity, then only you can do that kind of questions. Okay, economy is like this thing only. Okay, next one here is they gave the data. So no need of remembering this data, just for your knowledge. I gave here Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Kerala, AP, Rajasthan, Haryana, Karnataka, Maharashtra and Chhattisgarh. They are having this deficit. Okay, and next important point here is what will be the impact of this revenue deficit. So why central government is warning states related to this deficit. First one here is if deficit is there, if expenditure is more, can they stop the salaries of the people? Can they stop the pensions? Can they stop paying interest rates? No. What they have to do, they have to again go and borrow somewhere and they have to spend here, right? So that will lead to furthermore increasing of borrowings of the government or not. So first impact of revenue deficit is that will further increases borrowings of the government to meet routine expenses. What are that routine expenses? Paying of salaries to the employees, providing the pensions for elderly people and widows, like that. And this one is what happens if there is more expenditure? Can it spend money in creating of assets? No. That will lead to reducing of capital expenditure. So now government has to compromise on some important areas, like it has to compromise on education, health, and even construction of roads. That will be further having impact on long-term economic growth also. That is the second important impact. And third one here is, obviously if you are borrowing more and more, we have to pay more and more, yes or no? That will lead to increased interest rate burden on the government. And next one is, what about this physical discipline? Do we have proper amount of money in our hands? No, that will lead to weakening of physical discipline. Yes or no? For example, you can take you as example. For example, assume that you are doing a job and you are getting monthly 30,000 rupees as a salary. Already you are having certain debts. At the end of the month, what happened? Will you have proper money? No, you have to pay your interest. You have to spend on your house rent, on your food, groceries, insurance, whatever it may be. At the end of the month, there will be no money. So what happens at the end of the month? What about the money in your hands? Obviously, sometimes no or less. That is called as physical discipline, or reducing of the physical discipline. That is nothing but poor financial management will happen. And many a times you will end on paying interest only rather than paying the principal amount. If you are not paying principal amount, obviously what happened? There will be no decreasing of burden on you. You have to go on paying interest every month. That will, what happens? That will lead to inefficient use of money. And next one here is, obviously it will lead to creation of inflationary pressure. So if government is not having money, if it has to increase revenue, what it will do? It will increase the taxes. If government is increasing the taxes, what happens? Obviously that will lead to inflation in the market. And next one here is, if government is not having money, if government is not having confidence, can it attract more investors from other countries? For sure, no. It will lead to crowding out of private investment. So there will be, whatever the private people who invest in our state, they will be going out. That is also one problem. And next one here is, it will be impacting credit rating. If state is not financially sound, if it is not strong financially, then what happen? Obviously we will be getting very low credit rating. And next one is, obviously it will lead to burden on future generations. So these are the impacts of revenue deficit on this. You can also expect a mains based question. Okay, recently central government wants state with revenue deficit to be cautious. In this context, explain impacts of revenue deficit on economy. Like that, you may get a mains based question. Are you understanding? So you have to write all these points with examples. Okay, see this article, guys, read out the title. Kerala starts program to restore sacred groves. What is the keyword? Sacred groves. Have you heard this word sacred groves in your environment classes? Yeah. Now tell me, guys, what exactly the meaning of sacred groves is. Sacred means? Sacred means something attached to the religion. Yes. Then what are the groves? Grows. Okay, now let us see this article. This article is saying that Kerala State Biodiversity Board initiated a pilot project. Pilot means nothing but test and try related project. For what? Restoration of sacred groves in collaboration with local biodiversity management committees. Along with the local communities, now Kerala government came up with a pilot project for restoration of sacred groves, and they selected 5 sacred groves in that state and they started this pilot project. And what they are doing here in this project, they are assessing the groves and they are identifying endangered tree species in that area, and they are identifying invasive species, and they are trying to create small nurseries, and they are trying to generate native species and they will now, after growing of this plants in this nursery, they will go and they will transplant in this sacred grove area, so that after some years it will be regenerated. So this is this pilot project. Are you understanding? They will identify endangered. What is the meaning of endangered? The number is decreasing gradually. So they will identify that plant species whose number is reducing and which is having medicinal and as well as religious related things, and they will take the seeds of that plants or trees and they will create small nurseries, and those nurseries are called as cow nursery. Cow is nothing but sacred grove. They will create small cow nurseries and they will generate small tree saplings and they will transplant them in their sacred groves. So what happens after some years, it will be regenerated into this sacred groves. So that is a pilot project which is taken up by this Kerala government now. Okay, what is the meaning of sacred groves? Sacred groves are also called as cows. They are culturally protected ecosystem, and in that region we can see rare, endemic and medicinal plant species. And these plant species will be helpful for conservation of water and as well as soil in that region. So have you seen this movie Kantara? It is about protection of the sacred grove only. So like that, there were many movies which are there in, especially in this Telugu industry, which are focusing on this protection of sacred groves, which is having cultural significance, religious significance and medicinal significance. Okay, now let us see in detail about this. It is nothing but it is a patch of forest or a natural vegetation which has deep religious and spiritual meaning to indigenous communities. Whoever the local people who are living in that area, they know about the significance of that area. They know about which kind of plants and trees are there and which part of that plant and tree is used for curing of which disease. And even they will protect, this community, local community will be protecting that area, and they will be offering certain kind of culture related things and religious related things to that sacred groves. And these spaces, they are normally protected by local communities because of their religious beliefs and as well as traditional rituals. And in our country, there are 1 lakh to 1,50,000 sacred groves in our country. You can understand how we connected to this nature. And next one here is recently living root bridges. Actually, this is one PVQ guys. Living root bridges of Meghalaya. A sacred grove is part of tentative list of UNESCO's World Heritage Site. This was question 2022 or 2023, I guess, guys. Okay, now let us see about why the sacred groves need protection. Why we have to protect them. The first one is because of culture, and in these areas we will pray the trees as deities. That is one important reason. And this community people will think that these groves will protect their community. And these groves also serves as a venue for festivals. If they want to celebrate any local folklore festivals, they will go to the sacred groves and they will celebrate the festivals in this area. And even many a times weddings will be done. And next one is youth socialization can also be done in this region. So I think there is one old movie, I don't know whether you can recall it or not, that the movie name is Shwetanagu. In that movie, if they have to go for marriages also, they will take this bride and groom to the area where they have this kind of snakes, everything. And if snake will appear, then only they feel that that marriage is safe and they'll go for marrying. If the snake had not appeared, means they will cancel that marriage. Do you know, can you recall this kind of incident? So here, this sacred groves are that much culturally, religiously important for the communities who are living in that region. And next one is, they will also focus on conservation of biodiversity. Why? Because whatever the trees and plants which are there in that region, they are endemic to that region. And next one here is, they will also focus on soil conservation. They will prevent soil erosion and they will promote soil fertility also. And next one here is, these sacred groves have lots of economic and medicinal value because local people knows like which part of the plant, like bark or stem or leaves or fruits or buds. So they will be knowing about exactly what is the medical significance of that so and so plant. And next one here is, most of the time these sacred groves provide even livelihood for this local people related to their food habits. And next one is, they can also go for livestock based economies also here. So especially in Rajasthan, people depend on the sacred groves for this livestock feeding. So like that, sacred groves plays a very important role in our environment and as well as for the sustenance of life of people, especially local communities. So because of this, saving of sacred groves is very important and is a responsibility of government as well. Okay. Yeah, now let us see next article. Look at the title, guys. Empty LNG ship from Dahej heads to Strait of Hormuz for loading in UAE's Das Island. What is the article talking about? You have to know first of all where is this Dahej is located. Dahej is in Gujarat. From India, the ship is going to Strait of Hormuz. And from there, what is the purpose why we are sending this ship? To fill gas. From where? UAE's Das Island. So what is the possibility of getting a question? And this time for sure, you will get question in this format, guys. Mark my words. Consider the following pairs. First, second, third or fourth also. They'll give you country on one side. Next one is islands. And they will ask you to identify correct pairs. Because Keshem Island is in news which is of Iran. Yes. And because of this West Asian crisis, now mostly oil production, gas production had been stalled in these islands which are present in this West Asia. So here you have to know about islands of Iran, islands of UAE, Kuwait, Kuwait, Yemen, like that, guys. You may get a question on this. And not only this West Asia, you have to focus. So whatever the island, disputed islands which are there in news. For example, in South China Sea, we have 3 islands. What are they? Spratly, Parcel, Scarborough. And in East China Sea also we have some islands which are disputed between China and Japan. So they may also given in this, and they will ask you to identify correct pairs or incorrect pairs, guys. This is for sure expected question. 100 out of 100% you will get a question on this area. So now let us see. Here it is talking about Das Island, where it is UAE's. Okay, please make a note of islands. Okay, in Iran, Iran has Keshem Island and it is the largest island in Persian Gulf. And it is frequently seen in news and many articles, headlines are there on this Keshem Islands. Okay, Keshem, I am expecting you may get question on this. Keshem Islands, Iran, like that. Okay, so here if you see these all islands, they are belonging to this Iran. First one is Keshem and it is the largest island in Persian Gulf. Next one is Hormuz Island. Next one is Kish Island, Kish. Next one is Karg Island. It is also there in news because it is a major oil terminal of Iran. Okay, Karg Island, Iran. Larak Island, Lawan Island, Hengam Island, Abu Musa Island, Greater Tumb and Lesser Tumb. The last 2 islands are disputed islands between Iran and UAE. Okay, you may get question on this Keshem. Second one is Hormuz. Third one is Karg. These 3 I am expecting, I don't know which one they'll give. Keshem, Hormuz and Karg Island. Okay, next if you see Yemen, one important island, Socotra Island, which is also seen in news. And it is famous for unique biodiversity and it is UNESCO site also. Okay, and this island is very much near to Horn of Africa. Yemen, Socotra Island. Next one is Saudi Arabia, Taraut Island. Saudi Arabia, Taraut Island. And UAE, first one is Das Island, which is there in this article. Next one is Dalma. Next one is Sar Bani Yas Island. UAE, Das Island, Dalma Island, Sar Bani As Island. Next one is Qatar, Halul Island. Qatar, Halul Island. Next one is Kuwait, Bubiyan Island, Failaika Island. I don't know how you will remember, but you have to do at least have this pictographic memory. Open your map and see where exactly they are located, so that at least you can have pictographic memory. Pictographic memory you can remember long compared to that of whatever you are reading. Next one is Oman. Oman is Masira Island. Oman is having Masira Island. So you may get pair based question, guys. Be careful. Okay. Done. See this next article, guys. Keep star mark and you may get question on this. India's first green methanol plant to turn Kutch's most invasive weed into marine fuel. The keyword here is first green methanol plant. So whatever there is first done by our country in last 1 year, you may get question on that. This time it is first green methanol plant. And next one is India is the first country to start biobitumen commercially. So you may get a question on biobitumen this time, guys. Biobitumen is one important and expected question, and next one is green methanol. Are you understanding? So whatever India did first this year, then that will be important for your prelims. You have to know that. UPSC wants you to know the basic things what we started recently in our country, right? So here first one is green methanol plant, second one is biobitumen. So keep star mark for biobitumen. For sure you may get a question on this biobitumen. You have to see what is biobitumen and what are the applications of biobitumen. That's it. Okay, if you see this article here, India started first green methanol plant. And in this green methanol plant, they are using feedstock. What is the thing they are using to make this methanol is one invasive plant. And the name of that invasive plant here is, it will be very big, name is Prosopis julifera. I think everyone had seen that plant, I guess. Have you heard this plant? Anyone, have you seen this plant? If I show you, you will say that, is this plant? You will get that kind of expression on your face. Normal in Telugu we will call as kampa chettu. It will be having thorns only. We cannot touch it. And if you touch it also, you will get very bad smell. Have you seen this? This one. This kind. Actually, in our childhood, we used to play a lot with that kind of plants and these flowers. In summer season especially, summer holidays. Have you got some idea? No? This is that plant. In our side also we have lot of plants. And we used to play like anything in summer with them. Okay, so this article is saying that this plant is Mexican and South American origin plant. It is not of India, it is invasive. Invasive means nothing but it is not there normally in our country, but we got from other place accidentally or voluntarily. Then that will be called as invasive plant. So it is Mexican and South American origin shrub, Prosopis julifera, and it is commonly called as Gundo bawal in the region. And now they are using this. And they are making green methanol, guys. So the problem with this plant is it was introduced by Britishers in 1920. So why they introduced? First they introduced in this Delhi region to make Delhi region green. After that nearby we have this desert, Thar desert. Thar desert is expanding, right? To control that expansion, later on this plant had been introduced in that region, especially in this run of Kutch region, and as well as to control this to control this Thar desert expansion, everything. So now it became invasive plant here. Wherever you see, they have that plant only. But do we have any use of that plant? There is no use of that plant. and in return it will be causing environmental damage to a large extent. So now here we are going for removal of this plants and we are using it as feedstock and we are producing methanol in that region, and this methanol will be used as a shipping fuel. And here in this Gujarat we have major ports. So what are the ships which are going from here? We can use that methanol which is produced by this invasive species as a ship fuel now. That is the idea. If you say about the facts of this plant, it is a shrub or small tree. It is a native to Mexico, South America, and it's one of the most invasive species seen in arid and semi-arid area. It brought into India by Britishers in year 1920, and local it is having different names. No need of remembering of this Indian names. And what is the impact here is it will absorb more than 4 liters of water to obtain 1 kilogram of biomass. So it will consume more and more water. And next one is even it cannot even shelter birds because this plant leaves are very small. Have you observed the leaves? Very small. So because of this it will produce very less oxygen and it will release more carbon dioxide. And next one here is it turns groundwater even poisonous. It is also one important problem with this plant. And next one is it causes land erosion and it will also causes the native grass which is available in that region to die. So actually it is having one property called as allelopathy. Have you heard this concept of allelopathy? What is allelopathy? What is this allelopathy concept? It is very important. Two plant species that you have to see regarding this allelopathy. If there is any tree or a plant which is grown in this way, it will release some toxins so that under this tree other trees or animals cannot survive. That is called as allelopathy. So this is one plant which is an example of allelopathy, and next one is marigold. You know this yellow color flowers, we'll call it as banti puvu. So that plant is also having this property of allelopathy. So it will not allow other to survive under that plant. Okay. Yeah, that is the thing, guys. Because of that, most of the times the native grasslands are losing its native grass. Because of this, animals which are present in that area is also not getting proper food to eat. Okay, see this next article, guys. Embers in the air, seasonal fires need long-term management, not just preparedness. What is happening in our country? Forest fires. Yes, recently we discussed about this Eastern Ghats fire in Seshachalam area, and now this article is saying that even Western Ghats also under threat of forest fire. Why we can see forest fire in the summer season? Most of the forests in our country are tropical dry deciduous forest, yes or no? So they will become dry, and whatever the leaves are there on these trees, they will be falling down. So what happens if hot winds blow? If one branch is rubbing with another branch, it will easily erupt the fire. Whatever the dried twigs, what are the dried leaves which are there on the ground, easily catches fire. So because of this, it will spread and will causes a forest fire. So this article is saying that Nilagiri district in Tamil Nadu and even adjoining forest divisions, they are dealing with wildfires. Actually this time there is escalated risk, there is more risk of forest fires because now this year we have Super El Nino. Because of this, there are many experts who are saying that this year we are going to get less rainfall, and if you are comparing with the normal, this year we are going to get 30% of less rainfall. You can understand 30% of less rainfall we'll get in this time. Because of this, we are going to have droughts this time. That is the estimations which had been done by many experts, and we have to wait and see whether it is true or false. And next one here is already you know that summer started. Because of that, temperature is very high. Because of this temperature is very high, then what happened? Evapotranspiration rate is very high. So because of this, there will be very huge loss of water from these plants through this stomata. Because of this, the leaves will become easily dry very fastly, and that led to the increased threat of forest fires. So this article is saying that uh, recently, just a minute, I'll show. Recently, Forest Department arranged some meetings and they discussed about what can be done to control these forest fires. And they also started establishing of control rooms, fire lines, ensuring animals access to water outside the human settlements, and they went for clearing of weeds, and they also focusing on mountain awareness campaigns. But even though there is a very huge fire risk for the people, so that it will be affecting the lives of the people, livelihoods of the people, and traditional practices. So this article is saying that rather than the short term plan, we have to go for taking of long term plans so that we can avoid this kind of incidents. That is about this article, nothing new. Okay, now see this questions case. First question, consider the following pairs, column A and column B. Column A is island and column B is country. In this way only you will get question this time. First one is Kesham Island, Oman, Socotra Island, Yemen, Das Island, UAE. How many of the above pairs are correct? Huh? Kesham Island is in Iran. First one is wrong. Socotra, only one, Yemen. Das Island, UAE. So only two are right. Option B is right answer. Are you understanding? So in this way you will get a question case. You have to be ready. Okay, see this next one. Consider the following statements regarding Prosopis julifera. It is native to South America and was introduced in India during British period. It is considered as invasive alien species that reduces biodiversity. Third one is it improves groundwater recharge due to its shallow root system. Fourth one is it exhibits allelopathy, inhibiting growth of nearby plants. Which of the above statements are correct? 3 is wrong, right? Because have you ever cut down this tree? If you cut down this tree, the roots will be very deep. It is not shallow. Even we cannot remove that entire root system completely. It will go beyond some feet under the ground for absorption of water more. So normally you have to see this, you have to apply some general knowledge, common sense. If water is more, is that necessary for the roots to go deep? They will be upon. If you remove like this, it will come. No more need of applying much pressure, right? But if water is not there, if that plant is in desert or semi-arid or arid area, if water is low, to reach the groundwater table, it has to go deep, no? So this plant will be also seen normally in the semi-arid and arid regions only. So this root system will go very deep, not shallow. Are you understanding? So if you are getting that kind of concepts, try to use your basic common sense. That's it. Okay. So this third statement is wrong. Remaining all are right. So answer will be 1, 2 and 4. Yes. Are understanding how to use your general knowledge. Yeah, that's all guys. By this I'm concluding. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this class, please do hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And if you want to start your UPS preparation, we are going to launch a new batch from this first week of May guys. And if you want to take either online or offline, you can contact us on this number 8074765513. And if you want to visit our academy, you can come and you can visit. It is in Ashok Nagar, Hyderabad, exactly above Vikas Book Center, 2nd and 3rd floor case. And I will be available in the institute from morning to evening. You can come and you can talk to me directly. And I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.